Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Eric from This Isn't Fenny Anymore. Let's just say it is really not Fenny anymore. If you're watching this, you, like me, have a probably very sullen and downtrodden feel about you from the news that happened this past week. Allegedly, the treasure has been found, though it has not given me any closure at all. Remember, when I started this channel, I was pretty straightforward. I really wanted the treasure to be found. I preferred it to be by me, but it was eating me alive that it hadn't been found yet, and there was this like mystery out there, and I wanted the mystery to be solved. So this analogy might not apply to many of you, but growing up I played a lot of video games, and there are certain video games I couldn't figure out how to beat. So sometimes I would go online and look through the walkthroughs or the tutorials on how to beat the level. It took a little bit of the surprise and the difficulty out of it when somebody would walk you through exactly what to do, what to do to make sure you got the outcome you wanted. But at the same time, it made me happy to find closure. So I felt like whether I found the treasure or not, I would find closure when it was found. That has not been the case. And maybe you guys feel the same way as I do. Now, there was no hint that Forrest was going to tell us the location after the treasure had been found, but I just kind of assumed that he would ballpark it for us. You know, when he knew for sure that the treasure had been found, that he would ballpark it for us. The reason why that matters to me is because I want to know how close I was, or I wanted the peace of mind knowing I was really far away, and it doesn't matter. I was never going to find it because it was in a state I never thought it would be in, or in a place I would have just never even thought, to link these clues to that place. Either way, I wanted one of those two outcomes so I could just have that closure and get nothing for it. That has not been the case. It's been so vague about it that doesn't it even kind of make you wonder if the whole thing was fake? We're never going to find out who the person was. We're never going to find out where it was. That person's never going to reveal it to us. And we're never going to really know for sure if this treasure that we'd all been searching so hard for ever would turn up. Something I wanted to share probably 2 or 3 months ago, maybe longer. I had a dream, and in the dream, I was with my grandfather who passed away a year prior, and my grandmother who's still alive. We were hiking. We weren't even hiking together. We were in somewhere what appeared to be like Wyoming or Montana. I don't know for sure. And mind you, I'm not a sign seeker, right? So I don't live my life expecting to see signs that tell me the things I want to know. But sometimes you have to sit back and process, like, wow, what the heck? Like, I just had a dream with my deceased grandfather in it. Like, that's pretty significant to me because I wasn't really thinking about him. And it had been maybe a month or two since I had really thought about the treasure. So we were up somewhere in Wyoming or Montana, the best I could deduce, right? Because it didn't really look consistent with the terrain of New Mexico. And we were in this parking lot, and at the edge of the parking lot, there was a small pond. And in the pond, my grandfather told me to go in the pond. And in the middle of the pond, there was kind of what looked like a man-made, kind of one of those like fake rock facades, kind of almost like a hide-a-key, but like on a bigger scale. And I lifted it up. It looked like it would be heavy, but it wasn't heavy. And in the pond, about less than knee deep, I picked up this rock, and underneath the rock was the treasure chest. And I woke up, I was like, what on earth? That doesn't really help me solve anything, but it kind of gave me like hope, like something was just around the corner. Maybe it was just planted in my mind because I wanted it. I wanted to find it, right? And so, of course, it'd been on my mind, so of course it's going to pop into my dream, but my grandfather led me to it, and it was so strange that it would be the case. So I really did have plans of going out and looking this spring until this happened. And, on into the summer to make a couple trips out and kind of retrace some steps and try again. But from what we know, that's not going to be the case for any of us. Please tell me that this guy left at least a flag or some sort of monument, or maybe he'll go back and leave something for us so that we can maybe have the privilege and pleasure of finding the spot again. Honestly, dude, I would even be okay if he told me exactly where it was and I still got to kind of link together where the starting point was and try my luck from there. But it's not going to be the case, most likely. I will say there is one small silver lining to all of this. Just the same day that this happened, I got tagged in a Facebook post, and here, I'll share it right here. This is somewhere in northern Utah. Who wants to go on a treasure hunt for $5,000 cash to celebrate the arrival of summer? We wanted to do something awesome. Now, mind you, this is posted June 6th, the same day that the treasure was found. Great timing. This is, I think, for some business, a great promotion, by the way. We literally stuffed $5,000 cash into a chest and hid it somewhere in the mountains. Solve the poem and enjoy the majestic views while you search. Rules: be safe and have fun. Weekly clues every Friday on, I'm assuming these are their Instagrams, the Klein Fam and On the John, until the chest is found. The chest is not on private property, so no trespassing anywhere. Everyone who shares this post will be entered to win a Mavic mini drone. So you don't even have to find it. You can just share the post. You have a chance to win something. Open to everyone of all ages. Sorry to those who don't live in Utah. Everyone who tags the Klein Fam and On the John while searching will receive the weekly clue 1 day early. If you search for the chest, you agree that you are not liable for any injuries sustained to person or property. Please be safe at Utah. So here's their poem. I mean, it looks kind of similar to a Forrest Fenn poem, if you ask me, and I think that's kind of what they're going for, even though they don't mention him. I'm gonna read it, and then maybe this can be our new quest. It's only $5,000, but it's more than $0, and it's just a challenge. It's another challenge that we can go for. Fair warning to those who wish embark, the journey for those faint of heart. Take the course from which is named the entire regal mountain range. Begin your walk where birds look on. You'll enter the way before too long. Catch your breath where water flows. From here on in, your things bestowed. You'll slip and slide because it's steep, but the view on top caused some to weep. Follow sounds of mountain streams through the grove where sunlight gleams. Climb the rocks where fortune's made and find the chest inside the cave. That sounds like an epic quest to me. And here you go. Here's their family with the chest that they, obviously they hiked with little kids up there before they hit it. There's literally 5,000 cash, and it looks like maybe a toy musket of some sort, some gold coins or something. And there's the guys that hit it. So, yeah, I think at very least Forrest has, whether he was true to every word, which I feel that he was. I feel that he was an honest man. I don't appreciate the way he's handled it since it's been found. Then again, I haven't heard from him in a while. I don't know what his physical state is, and I'm sure he's being bombarded. Couldn't imagine the amount of lawsuits that have been filed against him from people that think that somehow that the treasure was theirs. But I will leave the link to this page if you want to go look for it yourself. It's somewhere in Utah, presumably east of Salt Lake, up in the Wasatch Mountains. I mean, it's part of the Rocky Mountains, but the Wasatch Front is kind of the mountain range right on the east side of the Salt Lake Valley. So I'm confident it's somewhere in here. I'm not sure what business they're promoting, or I guess I'd have to look and kind of follow these. I'd have to go to these Instagrams and take a look. But I mean, if you're up in here, if you're up in the mountains, heck, $5,000 is better than no bucks, and it's a fun quest. Guys, tell me how you feel about the treasure being found. For me, I'm literally devastated. I almost cried. Like, not even kidding. I almost cried. So I'm sure there are people that invested a lot more time and money into finding the treasure, and it probably is even more devastating for you. Let me know in the comments how you feel, and let me know if you're gonna take up this challenge and look for the $5,000 chest somewhere out in the mountains in Utah. I'd love to hear your stories, and if this kind of motivates you to stay on the hunt. Anyways, for what it's worth, I sold my Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase the very next day on eBay. I figured it's better to pull the Band-Aid off. Forrest came out and said it was legit, and there's really no reason for me to think that I'm gonna find anything out there. So I've read his book enough times that I know all the stories. I've learned the lessons I could from it, and I've moved on. And I would just like to hear your thoughts and your feelings about what that news meant for you or didn't mean. And as always, God bless and have a great day.